Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more The Pillars of the Earth. And we've just taken a look at the mill here. And now I'm going to continue on to the bridge, and we're going to have a talk with Brother Paul for just a second. And then we'll find Brother Andrew and talk to him about these documents. Okay, Brother Paul.
Brother Paul, a word.
Okay, it looks like we can ask about the Knight's letter. Let's see if we'll go ahead and ask him about that.
So you gave the Knight's letter to Prior James?
Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. Maybe it's better that way. After all that has happened.
Okay, give him the stone.
Here,
Oh.
Paul.
Ouch! Oh. A hot stone! Ah. It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime. Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
Okay. So, what he just told me is actually maybe what we should do, because remaining silent makes him lose his composure, and that loss of composure could be used against him. Now, I'm not exactly sure how staying silent works. I don't know if you let the timer go on a conversation, if that's you staying silent, as in you don't say anything. Well, I guess we'll see. If it doesn't have a, don't say anything kind of response, then I might just sit there and not say anything and just let Remigius lose his cool instead. Might be the right course of action. Now, I would do that in a confrontation with him with other, if we go to this chapter meeting and we have a confrontation, maybe having him lose his composure is the right strategy. Let's ask him again, though.
What did you say again about Remigius's weakness?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. It's not fitting for a sub-prior.
Okay, so we'll try and keep that in mind.
Leave, Brother Paul.
Take care of yourself. It's getting colder, I think.
Try and keep that in mind when it comes to a possible conflict with Remigius, which is more than likely going to happen here. Now, we found these beech nuts. I have an idea of something I may be able to use them on, and I want to test that theory real quick, because the other possibility is to put it in the kitchen. So before we go see Brother Andrew, which is really our main objective here, I'm going to go into the crypt, because that is another place that the keys work on. So while we still have the keys, I'll use them to open up that area. And as far as I know, there are no other areas that we need those keys for. So this is, I think, important, especially if we are going to plan to turn in the thief. It's possible that that will remove the keys, so we want to make sure that we use the keys while we can. So I'm going to go into the crypt, which is right here. And here we encounter the door.
Locked.
Which is locked, but we have the keys. There we go. Alright, so now we have crypt itself. And I might have to shift a little bit here to get this bit. There's a bit that I can interact with here, but it's very hard. There we go, right there.
Let's see what we can find. No reason to be afraid.
So it's dark in the cellar, and we're using...
There's nothing here.
We're just allowing our eyes to adjust. If I look around, my eyes may adjust. Feeling of being watched. See what the Bible has to say about
The
darkness.
stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? These old cathedrals are bound to make strange sounds. Nothing. Even if it is Adolphus, we would have to welcome him. Thought so. Nothing here. Nothing here. The saint rests in peace.
All right, let's see.
God will bring with him those who have fallen asleep.
We have a bit more darkness to take a look at.
Hello? Ah! What is that? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? What is that? It's the size of a child. Hello? Ah! Oh. An owl. Just an owl.
I do like how they did that, because it made it look more otherworldly until he actually got a good look at it, kind of showcasing his fear.
I will contemplate this later.
When he's less afraid. Now, I know this doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to go ahead and rub the nuts on the owl. Okay, as I thought, that didn't do anything. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything we can do with this owl, but I just thought I would give it a try. Now, there's nothing else here, I don't think, so we more or less found what it was to find here. So I don't really know what there is to do with this owl. But at the very least, we opened the crypt, which is going to allow us to go there later if we end up using those keys. So I don't know what there is to find there. You know what? I'm just going to look one more time, because it's possible maybe the area that the owl left had something, because there was kind of a crevice there. So I just want to make double sure that we don't miss anything here. Okay, so there is no interactables up there. All right. So this is something we're going to have to investigate a little bit later, but I thought it was worth a try. So as far as I can tell, the only other place to use these beech nuts would be in Brother Emilius's pot. So let's go ahead and do that while it's on my mind and we don't forget about it. And then we'll go ahead and go and find Brother Andrew. I know where he is, so shouldn't be too hard to find him. And I'm getting very close to about the part where I left off in my previous playthrough. So now we're going to be walking into unknown territory. And some of this was unknown territory, like, for example, the exploration of the mill.
It's getting cold. When will these novices learn to close the door?
Okay, let's go ahead and put this in the painted pot.
I found some beech nuts.
Ah, we will grow a beech tree then,
Wonderful.
if we ever get round to starting the garden.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, we just got another achievement, so I kind of figured that's what we need to do. So we're doing a pretty good job of unlocking things. Okay, now let's go talk to Brother Andrew here.
We are people of God. Yet we need to eat too.
We come together here. The pilgrims donate. So do the nobles.
I should talk to Andrew's sacrist instead.
Temple.
It's
to
the
feed
only
the
way.
temple.
All right, well, he's in the cemetery.
We
I mean,
must
sorry,
save
not the
the
cemetery, the
temples.
chapter house.
And our cathedral.
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
All right, so this is about whether or not we should have a relic. I'm going to dismiss the sacrist idea.
All Kingsbridge needs is faith and hard work.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
I beg your forgiveness.
I beg your forgiveness. I was overwhelmed when I heard Prior James had passed.
You should know better. I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
Okay, so we've got a number of things that we have to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and say you mentioned a new prior.
You mentioned a new prior.
The election will be held in a few days, when we all convene for the chapter meeting.
Okay, we can ask him about Francis's the knight's letter. I might as well, just for the sake of.
I am looking for a document that was in the possession of Prior James.
How does that relate to my tasks? Talk to Remigius.
Okay, well, and now we go on to the important thing. The prior's books must not be burned.
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
Not yet. Okay, we're going to quote scripture here. I believe that is the correct course.
Do not domineer over those in your charge, but be an example to the flock.
1 Peter chapter 5. You are right. You shall argue your case in front of the brothers in a chapter meeting today.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule.
Okay, so after the choir, we're going to have this meeting. So,
We must.
more or less, we have to now recruit those to our side, really. I don't know if the young monks are part of this, but I'll talk to them anyway. In order to save the Prior James documents, all brothers need to attend the meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to them about this.
There will be a chapter meeting in a few minutes.
Oh yes, we will be there.
Thank you for letting us know.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to go and do is... I don't think we should tell Francis. It's not his business. So I'm going to go to Remigius, and we're going to tell him about the thief. I think that we need to do that just to get that done with. So let's go and talk to him real quick. We'll talk to the guy in the cemetery to tell him that the meeting is happening. I don't know if we'll tell the novices that are the punks. Although, to be honest with you, they might side with us because they won't like Remigius. So All right, so let's first go in to talk to the sub-prior and tell him about... I'm not going to bring up the chapter meeting.
What is it? Can you not see that I'm working?
Okay, report Brother Marcus, the key thief.
Brother Marcus stole Cuthbert's keys.
Brother Marcus. I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me. Theft is something we cannot take lightly.
Okay, so we did... So we did get an achievement there, although the achievement was called Tattletale, so I don't know if what we did was correct, but they are having problems with novices, and that particular novice is very apparently undisciplined, so... Okay, about reporting the key thief.
About the keys that were stolen by Brother Marcus.
I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me.
Okay, so that's pretty much that. I'm not going to tell him about the chapter meeting. Maybe he won't show up. Ooh. All right, let's leave. Okay, I'm going to tell the senile brother here to go. Although, oh, I just normally talk to him. I should have used the clue.
Rotten edges.
I don't know if he'll
We
understand.
used to eat them. Now, they're eating us.
Okay, then. Let's tell him about it.
Brother Arnaldus, there's a chapter meeting today.
Today, I'll be there. Wouldn't miss that.
So yeah, no, we're not going to tell them. So, although there might be an achievement in telling everybody, let's tell the novices.
Time.
Oh, okay, good. That makes things easier. Okay, so we're going to go back around, go to the kitchen. I want to tell Brother Paul, though, as he's the furthest distance. So let's go and do that first, because that's along the way. And we've already kind of recruited him to our side in a way, because we've bribed him with the hot stone. So I'm hoping he'll side with us as well. And the more that we have on our side, I think the better off we'll be. Now, I don't know if there's any other brothers to tell about the chapter meeting beyond who we've already seen here, so... And again, I don't think having Francis go is appropriate. He's not a priest, so it's not, or a monk or what have you, so it's not his business. Even though it is his business in a way, what we are doing here is for him.
There will be a chapter meeting soon.
Ah, thank you for letting me know, Philip. Remember my advice about Remigius.
All right, so we're going to go on over to the kitchen. We're going to tell Cuthbert and Milius about the meeting. And at that point, I think we'll have told everyone there is to tell, so... Except for Remigius, of course. Which we might have to do that anyway. And I think that is going to be a good point to actually put a cut in the video once we get into the kitchen here. As I want to save the confrontation, I think, for the next video, so... Alright, well, in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. In any case, this is Mouse Gunner, signing out.